What is code switching and is it a good or a bad thing?
Code switching in itself sometimes can take you outside of yourself. To be resilient people, we've just learned how to navigate in different environments. If there's a means to an end, sometimes, you have to do what you have to do, but I still want people to remain grounded in who they are themselves. It's a know your audience situation. So it's like if what you're looking for is on the other side of making adjustments, I think we all have to do it. It's like everyone acts differently around kids than they do around adults. I see it no differently. When you go into different cultural settings, you have to adapt a lot of times to the cultural norms to be accepted a certain way, and then you can kind of open up and be yourself. But that first impression can knock you off of the totem, so to speak, initially. So you have to be careful. I think a lot of times it's more about being careful than like changing who you are. That's a drone.
So what does it mean to code switch and is it right or wrong?
I personally think it's fine because as long as you're still like being yourself, like there's a time to be professional and then there's a time to be like yourself, like not really professional, but you can still like be yourself and also code switch at the same time. I think it's important.
What does it mean to code switch? Is it a good or bad thing?
I think it's going to be mixed opinions about this. I do genuinely feel like, just as a Black woman, you do have to code switch in a way. The way I talk to my family and friends, those that know me, is not the same way that I may talk in a business room. I do think you can still show up and bring yourself to work in a way that's digestible to others because not everybody understands my culture and background. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing. I think it is a necessity to move throughout rooms. It's always going to be code switching. Even when you don't think it is, you're code switching.
What does it mean to code switch? Is it a good or bad thing?
The word stings, but overall, I don't think it's as bad. I believe in being able to reach all people in all different circumstances. You want to talk and communicate in a way that other people can understand what you mean and how you feel. As long as you're not sacrificing what you truly believe and think, I think it's okay. For instance, if someone talks Spanish, I would talk Spanish to them. If they talk French, I would talk French to them. I would use the same idioms that they might understand or hyperbole. I understand it as long as you're being authentic, what you really mean and how you really feel.
So the authenticity is the key, right?
Yes.
Code switching is when you switch your way of speaking, maybe to appease a group, or it could just be that you're bicultural and maybe you're one way with a certain culture and another way with a certain culture. So it could be with the way you carry yourself or the way you speak to them. That's what code switching is. Do you feel that it's a good or bad thing?
I think it's a great thing to be able to do both. I think in order to be authentically yourself, but sometimes you have to tweak it a little bit for certain people. I don't think it's terrible or a bad thing to be able to do that. I think it's a flex to actually be able to do it.